All right. Hope this is recording. All right, so exam one is now officially history. Um, I'll have those graded, return to you next week. Onwards we go. Uh, Tonight's topic is called completing the square. I obviously don't expect you to copy this in your notes. I'll let you know when to really soon. But where you're sitting, how many smileys are in the rectangle below? More or less than 100? More than 100. Where are there 100? How did you count those so quick? Oh, okay, you didn't go one by one. All right, so let's get right to the point of this. If you trust I didn't lie to you, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 columns, 10 by 10. There is 100 smiley face. Okay. Always something with this guy. We have a total of 100 right there. How much else do we got? 80. How did you get 80? Okay, so 10 rows. Yeah, same number of rows, even though I didn't do it. So that 10, this column, 80. So just making sure this row, this number of columns, there's definitely 80 in there. I see what you guys are doing. You're very clever. Length times good old geometry. And that's actually not too bad to add up. 100, 200, 16. Cool. How can we check our work? What's this total distance? What's this total number of rows? And if we did 18 times 12, old school way, well, actually, there's a lot of ways to teach multiplication. Some people call it new math. But we can say this properly too. So people shame new math, but it's actually because they don't understand it. 2 times 8, we could say it's 16. No need to carry the 1. And we can say it properly, not 2 times 1, because that's not freaking 1. It's 10. 2 times 10 is 20. And then 10 times 8 is 80. And 10 times 10 is 100. And you still get 1, 2, 3, 4 areas that we found too. People shame new math because they don't understand it. And then when they see this, they say, oh, my kid had to go home and multiply 32 by 25 using this method. Yes, they did, and so do you. Multiply 32 by 25 using the new method. This should be not too. Arguably easier. 2 times 2 is 4. We learned that 20 times 20 is 400. We learned that 2 times 12 is 24, so 20 times 12 is 240. And I should write what I said. We learned that 5 times 2 is 10, so 5 times 20 is 100, and yeah, we will eventually learn that that's 60. And we can add this up. 400, 600, 700, 800.
So is using squares like that, that's what new math is?
Part of it. Multiply. heard of FOIL?
Yeah, I was just about to say, I feel this is for about trinomials.
I asked you earlier, how many total rows did you have? And you said 10 plus, I forgot the number already, was it 18? And the columns were like 10 by 2 or something. I might have my numbers mixed up. What's this total distance? First, are they like terms? No. So what's the total distance across? X plus 3. And what's the total number of rows? We add it up, they're not like terms, X plus 2. And what do? We were taught FOIL. X squared. We were taught FOIL. Never taught why, just told to do it. FOIL, I'm done getting my steps in for the day. And so the new math justifies FOIL. It's why we do these things. You believed it with numbers, you believed it with smiley faces, so it's true in algebra. And we would add up the inside area, just like we would combine those like terms and say the final answer is x squared plus 5x plus 6. Create a square whose total area is x squared plus 8x plus 16. Math can be fun. Math team. It's not taught this way. It can be taught this way. I wish I could teach all math this way. We just unfortunately have 18 pages of objectives to get through. And so I'm supposed to teach, just teach it. And if they get it, they get it. If they don't, fail. But you would get it this way if we talk. All right, I'll get off of my high horse. New math is freaking awesome. It's more fun. People just don't understand it. And watch to what this leads to. To things that most people will skip. Teachers won't teach completing the square because it's too hard. I'm going to teach it in the quickest lesson of the night. I'm going to teach something to you in 7 more minutes that most people will skip because it's too hard. Students can't understand it. Do you know what a square is? What's true about a square? Rows and columns are the same. I need the total area to equal x squared plus 8x plus 16. Maybe I've shot myself in the foot because I'm down to 6 minutes. Any ideas? First of all, we just said something that's important. We need to get the same here as here. And inside, we need x squared plus 8x plus 16. Let's start with x squared. Got an idea? Yeah.
On the top, it's x and 4, so on the side.
Now, where did x and 4 come from? Did you like guess something or you have a little more insight? Okay, then be quiet. Right now, we're just messing around for a moment. Let's start with the x squared. Is that going to give me an area? Yeah, duh. And pretend we didn't have the 4. That's a good starting point, isn't it? That definitely gets us x squared. And then, again, we have the answer. Thank you. But you might kind of peek over here and say, same number of rows, same number of columns, same number has to make 16 when you multiply. Same number multiplied. What times itself makes 16? 4 and 4. And then we check. 4x, 16. If we added that all up, we would have had x squared plus 8x plus 16. Furthermore, That's one way to say how much area is inside. What's the formula from geometry? Because it's how it's done. How do you find the area of a square? You take the what and do what to it?
Take the length and multiply by the width.
You take the length and multiply it by a width. Excellent. Same thing for a rectangle, right? So back up, how many smileys are here? We could have not done all this. We could have said, bro, that's 12 by 18, smacked it in a calculator. We could have took total length and total width and multiplied. That's true for rectangles. It's also true for squares. So I could have said, take this, which we said we know how to combine now. They're not like terms. X plus 4 and multiply it by itself. And now these two things are exactly the same. This is called standard form from last class. And this is called a parabola that's been shifted 4 units to the right. I know this thing's vertex. I can graph this wicked fast. This, I don't know. Desmos, give me a calculator. Calculus will answer that later. But we now can take standard form and convert it to vertex form. Create a square whose area is x squared plus 2bx plus b squared. Don't let the variables scare you, just do it. Just do it.
Wait, so that X plus 4 was that, pointed to the right or the left?
That would have been a great question. If it was, we can come back to it, and I don't want to get off tonight's topic. The answer is, figure it out. But that's not tonight's purpose. Create a square whose area is x squared plus 2bx plus b squared. We have some starting points. This is definitely going to be x by l. I hope you're vibing that. This is definitely going to be b by b. And is this going to work out? Let's check. What's this area? B times x. What's this area? B times x. Let's add it all up. X squared. How many of these do you got? 2bx. And what do you got at the end? B squared. So, holy schmazzoli. Remember I said there's a shortcut to expanding this? It's x squared. It's b squared. But it's 2 of the middles. I'm getting goosebumps. And I've done this 16 times. I love this stuff. Consider x squared plus 2bx. What's going to complete this incomplete square? Is that a trick question? Yeah, I probably need to change that. Isn't the answer right there? Yeah. We'll come back to that. What value completes this square? This is an incomplete square. So the last puzzle of the night, and I only got 2 more minutes. I'm either a man of my word, that I can get you to believe this, which most people will skip, and I only got 2 more minutes to get there. This is really the time to lock in if you haven't already, and then if you haven't already, you missed out. What completes this square? We don't have, like, that was a big giveaway. Now I only have the middle term. Well, we can draw a picture. We can get started. We know that's good. What do we know about these areas all along? They're going to be and they're going to add up to, so if they're the same, but we need 2, we should divide, oh my God, you guys are giving me goosebumps. 6x. We divide b by 2, or the 12 by 2, and does that provide us insight about what has to go? Yeah, if this is x, what are we gonna multiply by to make 6x? And multiply together, you just completed the square. People will skip this. Complete the square. I can do it in my head with practice. I love the visual because I can never forget it. What am I doing with it? I got it. What completes a square? 100. If you need a visual, use it. What's wrong with that? Oh, it takes too long to draw that. Okay. It takes too long, but you tell your students, we're going to skip this section because it's too hard. All right, count. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, split this in half, split this in half. Eventually, you get tired of drawing pictures because you're going to say it's -10, -10. What's that going to be? 100. Negative times negative is positive. 100. Ooh. Oh. No calculator, but you can use a calculator. Odd numbers. Can we divide them by 2? Sure. What's 7 divided by 2? Don't overthink it. It's 7 over 2. X squared, 7 over 2, x, 7 over 2, x. So 7 over 2, 7 over 2, what's 7 times 7? 2 times 2? 4. See you Tuesday, Monday, whenever I see you next. Check MyLab for a super small assignment. Just see if you got this. I mean, it's ridiculously small homework. I don't even know if it's an hour long. See you on Monday.